Hi, I'm Sophie Alcorn and I practice immigration law in Silicon Valley. I'm here today to tell you about an exciting new announcement from the White House called the International Entrepreneur Rule. This program has the potential to be truly great for America. Not only will it lead to even more high-growth companies in Silicon Valley and other tech and innovation hubs across the nation, but it will create jobs for Americans, increase revenue and grow the economy, and it will be fantastic for all of the brilliant foreign-born founders who dream of living lives in the United States to build their companies. So this rule is tentative still. It's just a draft. The White House published it, but the next step is that it will be published in the Federal Register. And once that happens, maybe next week or the week after, that will kick off a 45-day period where the public has the opportunity to comment. So if you're in support of this rule and you want to see it happen, I urge you to submit a public comment to the Federal Register about this rule so that we can actually see it happen and come to life. Also, if you like it, but you find that the criteria are too difficult for most startups to meet, or arbitrary, or you think there's some other problem with the process, it's really important to speak your mind about that so the government can take your comments into consideration, because what we're looking at now isn't the final version of the rule. It's going to be modified and edited based on what the public says about it. So once the comment period becomes active, you can either submit your comments online at regulations.gov, or you can send an email to USCIS frcomment@dhs.gov with your opinion about the rule. So the application fee for this new status as it's proposed is $1,200 per applicant. And there can be 3 founders maximum per company who are trying to get parole through this program. If you're married and if you have little kids who are dependent on you and under the age of 21, good news, they can all come to the United States with you and live here and get parole too. And what's even better is for some of you who have been on H-1B visas, you know what a struggle it is for your spouse to be able to get a work permit on H-4. Well, thank you, White House. They have included a provision for the spouse of the founder to get a work permit. So your spouse will be able to work at any job he or she wants in the United States, which is huge for making it possible for your family to do this. So let's talk about how you would qualify for the International Entrepreneur Rule Parole if it goes into effect as it's written now. So you need to demonstrate that your company has a substantial potential for rapid growth and job creation in the United States. So here are some of the factors that they're going to be looking at. Number 1, are you a founder? Do you own at least 15% of your company? And are you involved in the day-to-day operations of making this company a success? 2, is your company a legally formed business entity in the United States, like, for example, a Delaware corporation, and has it been operating legally? Now, I'm not sure yet, but I imagine that it could involve proof that you've been paying your taxes, you have the proper business licenses, and all of your I-9s for your employees are correct. Additionally, to show that your company has this potential for rapid growth and job creation, you need to show either that you've received $345,000 from qualified established investors within the last 1 year before filing, or $100,000 from government grants within the last year before filing. If you've gotten some government grants and some investor funding, but not enough, you're allowed to show that you've partially completed those requirements and also turn to additional types of evidence to show that your company is going to grow fast and create jobs. So there are some other key points to know about this rule. One of them is that it's limited to 3 foreign-born entrepreneurs per U.S. company. So maybe that will change, but the way it is now, maximum of 3 foreign-born founders can get this parole status. Another thing that's important is that it's discretionary. So even if you meet on paper all of the criteria, if the government has some reason to believe that either you're a bad person or that your company is not going to be successful, they could deny you parole. And the way it's written now, there is no recourse, there's no appeal from a denial, there's no motion to reconsider, there's no motion to reopen, completely discretionary. So that might be something that I put in my comments to the Federal Register when I draft those, that procedurally I think there should be some recourse to get them to take a second look if an error is made. Something else to know about the parole is that it would initially be valid for 2 years, and then if your company is still successful, you would have the opportunity to apply for an extension, re-parole, and that status could be valid up to an additional 3 years, so a total of 5 years. But if your company goes out of business or commits fraud, they can cancel the parole at any time, and you would have to leave the United States or find another status to stay here in. So there's a lot of information that we've been posting on our website, and you're welcome to take a look and see what we have there. We have our main blog, and also you can click on the slider on the homepage about international entrepreneurs to focus on this issue. And if you scroll down, you can see all the posts that I've written on this topic so far, and I'll be adding weekly updates. So I hope this has helped you learn more about the International Entrepreneur Rule. And for more information, please visit my website, alcornimmigrationlaw.com. Thanks.